What's up guys, Silver here with another Halo Master Chief Collection Achievement Guide. This time we're doing Mind the Gap, which is 4 vehicles, 1 gap on Legendary using Cowbell, Catch, Thunderstorm, Mythic, and Tough Luck. Good thing about this is the achievement is broken, but in a good way. You could actually do this on any difficulty, so we're going to do it on easy, and you could actually do it with no skulls, so we're not going to turn on any of those difficult skulls, but we are going to use a new skull that has come out since the game originally launched, which is Acrophobia. Load up the mission Tsavo Highway, and if you're unfamiliar with this new Acrophobia skull, it essentially allows you to fly wherever you want. Wherever you're looking, just hold the jump button. As you're in the air, just jump up and then press the jump button a second time, but hold it down that second time, and you'll find that you're being propelled forward wherever you're looking. That's where you will fly to. So that's just going to make it a lot easier and a lot quicker, but we're just going to hop into this first Warthog here in the beginning of the mission, and we're just going to drive past all of the enemies to the point where the gap is that we need to jump over. So I'm going to speed things up here. We're just driving straight through the mission, past all the enemies. They're not that difficult because we're on easy difficulty, so we could just drive past them without too much worry. So you're going to see me speed up certain sections and skip ahead in certain sections. But I've slowed it down here because this is the second Warthog right here. It's overturned right now. We're going to come back and get this eventually once we place this first Warthog. So that's the second Warthog. We want to remember where that is. So we're going to keep going forward here. We're going to drive until we get to the third Warthog, which is up ahead here. We're going to turn to the left and down towards the right, kind of in between these rocks over here. There is a third Warthog, so that's number 3. Remember where that one is. We're going to come back and get that one after we place the first and second one, and we're just going to keep driving. And then right over here, just kind of hug the right, and you'll find that there is another overturned Warthog just sitting here waiting for us to place it. That is Warthog number 4 that we're going to use. So at this point, we're going to just drive to the point where the gap is, and you can see up ahead here there is a door shield that actually prevents you from continuing to drive. But as you get close to it, you can just bail out, go through it yourself, and then throw a grenade at the generator on the other side. It will blow up, and then the door shield will go away. You can hop back into the Warthog and continue on through to the next section. We're speeding it up again, and this is the section that we want to get to where we want to park our Warthog, because this is where we're going to gather all 4 Warthogs before we go over the gap. So we're going to ditch this first Warthog, and we're going to turn around, and we're going to just speed off over in this direction. And you can see this is where the Acrophobia skull comes into play. It makes it a lot easier and faster. You can just kind of fly all the way back to that second Warthog. Remember all those 3 locations of Warthog number 2, 3, and 4. That's what we're going to go back to right now. So I'm going back to the second one, which is the one that's furthest away from where I started flying. So we're going to go all the way back here. And this is where those 2 Jackal snipers were shooting at me, where this overturned Warthog was towards the beginning of the mission. We'll flip it over. We'll hop back in, and we'll head back to where we parked that first Warthog, and then we will turn around again, of course. Once we park the second one, we're going to turn around just like we did for the first one, fly all the way back. This time we're flying back to Warthog number 3. We're going to get that, flip it over. We're going to hop in. It's in this section, remember. So just kind of remember as you're driving past these Warthogs that I stopped at. Remember where they are so you can come back and get them real quick. Flip it over, hop in, drive to that point where we're kind of dropping off the Warthogs. Then we're going to turn around yet again one more time, and we are going to fly and get that 4th and final Warthog. But there's one more thing you want to make sure you do when you get this 4th Warthog. You want to make sure you grab the gravity lift, which is in this building right here. So we're going to go in this building, and in the corner there's a gravity lift. Grab that. That's going to allow us to kind of pop the Warthogs up into the air, and we could clear that gap and get onto the other side of the gap. So we're going to get in this 4th Warthog. We'll drive up to that final section where we are collecting all the Warthogs. Make sure all the Warthogs are kind of lined up nicely so you could easily just get in the Warthog and just move forward into the grav lift. You don't want to waste time while the grav lift is in use because it does disappear after a while. So we deployed the grav lift, then we drove over it with our Warthog. This is number 1. We're going to park it about here. Doesn't matter where you park it, just make sure it gets over the gap. And then we're going to drive over, or fly over rather. Fly over to the hog and then drive over the grav lift, and you could actually only get 2 Warthogs over at one time if you're playing solo. This is something you could do co-op, so it's a lot easier if you do it co-op. You could have multiple drivers kind of going at the same time instead of just going back and forth constantly. But you could see there that I tried to fly back and get the 3rd Warthog over, but the grav lift actually kind of disappeared. But there's one up top here, so you can see where I flew from. Where those Warthogs were. Just fly up to the top of this bridge type thing up here. There's a grav lift sitting there, so that will allow you to get Warthog number 3 and 4 over the gap here. So we'll throw it down back where that original grav lift was. We'll take a running start with this Warthog, fly over, land it nicely, give it a good park job there, and then we will fly back for the 4th one, hop in, and this will be the last one we need. We're going to jump over the gap. I'm just giving myself an even more running start here, which you don't need to do, but I was just making sure I had enough momentum to get over the gap. just to make sure, because it's the last one. Didn't want to screw it up there, but that's all you need to do. The achievement will pop. It didn't pop for me here because I've had this unlocked for like 6 years at this point or something, but just an easier way to go about doing this nowadays with the new Acrophobia skull. Again, you could do this in co-op, so if you have 2 players, it's much easier. 3 players, even better. 4 players would be perfect. You could all just grab a hog as you pass them, and you don't have to go back and forth constantly. But that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found that video helpful, be sure to click on the scorpion icon to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. You can also check out some related guides by clicking on the videos on screen, and you can find links in the description for other social media links of mine. Stay tuned for more Halo guides, and I'll see you in the next one.